Foundation is finally back for a third season. Starring in this show, Jared Harris, Emmy nominee. He is in amazing shows, including Foundation. So catch us up on Foundation because we really are waiting for this third season, and it's finally here.
Yeah, it's exciting for us as well. It's been obviously gestating for a while. It's season 3 kind of takes all the cards that have been laid on the table through 1 and 2, and then properly starts to have fun. A lot of sort of much more nakedly action adventure storytelling. On the other side of the story, which is the sort of the palace intrigue side, you get to see the Cleonic dynasty start to crumble from the inside. You've got the arrival of the Mule, which is this sort of uber villain that Isaac Asimov created, who has the ability to exert through his force of will to control people, to love him, whether they want to or not, which is a sort of weird, it's a weird take on a kind of a demigod figure who demands worship, which is one of the threads that's been going through all the seasons, is the idea of worship and religion.
And I can say audiences, including myself, love seeing you in these TV projects like Chernobyl, Mad Men, The Crown, and also Foundation. What's so important to you about being in these TV roles versus film roles? Because you get to expand these characters.
Well, when you're talking about the advantage of long-form storytelling with a character is you get to explore the character in greater detail and depth, and evolve the character over, obviously a more, I don't want to say realistic, but a more satisfying period of time than, say, in a 2-hour narrative or a 2.5-hour narrative. But on the flip side of it, it takes a hell of a long time to tell the story, and you have to wait a long time for that story to be told. So
you certainly do, but I can tell you the payoff is well worth it. This is sci-fi at its peak. It's Star Wars. It's all these great, great sci-fi genres kind of mixed together and up in that echelon. What do you hope audiences take away from watching this third season of Foundation?
I hope they get hooked, I hope they get hooked and they tell other people to come and jump on board, and they can catch up with the first 2 seasons and get to where we are in the story now. It's a good ride, and it looks spectacular.
It really does. It's so much fun. Like that spectacular look you said, it is so expansive. The world is huge. The set design, the visual effects. I mean, what about that is so exciting as an actor to get to see how all of this comes together in the end?
Well, it's as much a surprise for us as well, because obviously it doesn't look like that. But one of the things that they did commit to early on this show was to have as many practical effects as they could, which is very satisfying if you're an actor. And the CGI, green screen component exists sort of in the world beyond the windows, if you like, or up in space. So what we're dealing with when we're acting is we're on practical sets in real environments, and it's been fully realized for us. So, which is great fun, It's as much fun for us to walk onto those sets as it is for people to look at them.
The third season of Foundation is more than well worth the wait. Starting July 11th on Apple TV+. Thank you so much, Jared.
Thank you. Bless you.
Thank you, you too. Lee Pace, Laura Birn are 2 of the stars of Foundation. We are here for season 3. But Lee, what if people haven't seen Foundation? Tell us what they need to know to catch us up before season 3.
That seasons 1 and 2 are streaming on Apple. So that's a good place to start. And that in season 3, we are introducing one of the major characters of the book series, the Mule, and he is about to upset everything. So the story that we've been meticulously building and putting together over the first 2 seasons is getting hot.
Like Lee said, stream seasons 1 and 2 on Apple TV+, obviously before starting season 3. And Laura, this is sci-fi on the grandest scale. It is so much fun. You play an android character. Tell us a little bit about her as we're getting ready for this new season.
Well, she's lived for 25,000 years. She remembers everything. She can't forget anything. So she's seen humanity at its best and at its worst. And she's now at the point of understanding that things are getting serious. And all that information added that she has the Prime Radiant, which also gives her so much more information and power. But she understands, knowing humans, knowing the mistakes that they come to make again, that this is not gonna end well. So she's in a hard position, stressed out, and very lonely, I would say, in the middle of the whole palace, and the boys who are not very attentive of her this season.
Poor Demerzel. Poor robot.
Wow.
We need to get these boys in line. And Lee, obviously fans are going to recognize you from the Hobbit trilogy, Guardians of the Galaxy, and also here Foundation. All great genre pieces. What do you take from starring in those movies to kind of build into Foundation, where you're on this great expansive set?
I just feel pretty lucky to get included in these super creative projects where I get to play these characters that can, do all of these insane things. A lot of them can fight really well. They cause a lot of trouble. It's just they're really fun, delicious characters. And on Foundation, every season I get to play a brand new one. So the first season is very different than the second season, and now this third season, I'm able to play a character that's as different as I could possibly make it from the first two. The season's day he's sloppy and stoned and doesn't really care about being the emperor at all. He just wants to, kick back and relax in the garden.
Audiences will know what you're talking about when they see Brother Day, Brother Dawn, Brother Dusk in this new season. Foundation Season 3 streaming July 11th. New episodes each Friday on Apple TV+. Thank you both so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks. Foundation is finally back for a third season. Lou Llobell is back, of course. We love this character. Catch us up what we need to know about Gail Dornick so fans can kind of be ready for this third season.
Well, Gail is now a fully fledged woman. She is stepping into a leadership role. She is kind of taking the baton from Harry and, aiming to protect humanity from the Mule. And it's daunting and dark, but she's also finding some light. She's got a bit of romance. She's got friends. Her relationship with Harry is wonderful, and they are now in a give and take, and it's just really exciting to see this new, version of her.
Relationship with Harry Seldon is one of my favorite parts of the show. It is so great to see with your character and Jared Harris's character. What is it like building that relationship? Obviously, you've had a few episodes to do that, now being a third season.
Yeah, it's great. It starts off as a mentor-student situation, and it's kind of now, I think they're on a level playing field. They're giving and taking. Harry lets Gail take the lead. Gail, appreciates his skills and his knowledge and his ability to teach, all the metallics, the mathematical and psychohistory side of everything. And they're a team, and it's really great. They're a balanced, equal team. And even just seeing the way Harry, gives her space to take the lead and become a leader and become the head of this operation, is amazing and really, really inspiring for Gail. I think that gives her a lot of confidence.
It's always been Foundation versus Empire, but now this third season we throw the Mule in there, this great, great villainous role. What can you preview to fans about the third season? We obviously can't get into spoilers, but what can fans expect in this third season?
Action. Lots of it. It starts off with a bang. And just a lot of twists and turns, a lot of secrets. A lot of interesting alliances, and a lot of heartbreak. And, there's also a lot of beautiful stories. There's a few romantic relationships, which are really lovely to see in this world of chaos and disaster.
It is so much fun. Foundation Season 3, July 11th, starting on Apple TV+. Thank you so much, Lou.
Thank you so much.
Joining the expansive universe of Foundation here in Apple TV Plus's universe, Pilou Asbæk we all know him from Game of Thrones, Euron Greyjoy, but I want to talk to him about this character in Foundation. Tell us about joining this character, because he was in the second season, but now you're playing him in the third season.
Yeah. No, I love doing the Mule. I thought it was incredible. I'm super, super proud to be in walking in the footsteps of the incredible Mikael Persbrandt, who's Swedish and I'm Danish. So it stays within Scandinavia, within our region. But I'm super happy and super proud to be part of something so epic and grand as Foundation.
It really is. And what do people need to know about this character, the Mule? Because there's so much to know about him.
Oh, God, where do I start? First of all, he's an iconic villain. I think Asimov wrote one of the best villains ever. He's right up there next to Voldemort, if you're asking me. Darth Vader, etc. I'm not comparing me. I'm not comparing myself. I'm not, because that would be blasphemy. But he's such a nuanced character, especially if you have read the books. But our interpretation, David Goyer's interpretation of the Mule, is a bit different from the one in the books. We have taken a bit of creative freedom, but you have to do that. In the books, he's the fool, he's the trickster, he's this little weak guy no one would ever take seriously as a mentalist, as a main antagonist. In the show, we needed to establish a much more brute, evil, fearful villain, one that would be taken seriously by the Empire and Foundation.
And like I said, you're on Greyjoy, Game of Thrones, beloved show across the world. What did you take from working on that show to kind of bring into Foundation?
Not being too nervous, entering one of the biggest shows in the world. When I came on Game of Thrones, it was season 6, 7, and 8, and it was at its peak. I was so nervous. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just so thankful to be there. If I went back, I kind of wish I would do some of the things. I would do a little bit of different artistic decisions, but that's in the past. On Foundation, I felt the same vibe, but I also felt the same heart. And a good production starts on top, and it starts with a good captain. And we had David, who's a massive fan of Foundation, really, really doing all he could to create the best possible season. And then the main cast, what can I say? The loveliest people. They really, really embraced me. They on a private note, they take you out for dinner. They buy you a drink. They are actually interested in hearing who you are, but also because of the impact the Mule will have on season 3. So, no, I truly enjoyed my time in Europe on that show.
Audiences are going to love to see you in this villainous role in Foundation season 3, starting July 11th on Apple TV+. Thank you so much, Pilou.
Oh, man, thank you.
2 of the brothers in Foundation, they're called brothers, but they're not really brothers. They're clones, as you know. Foundation season 3, Terrence, Mann, Cassian, Bilton. So, Terrence, catch us up where we're at in season 3, because it's been a couple years since we've seen the show.
The last thing we saw was the Cleons being busted out of the tanks at the end of season 2, after we had seen the short film of how Dimrazel came to be. And now we are 152 years into the future, and everything's coming apart. The Empire's coming apart. Day doesn't want to be Day anymore, and we're tainted. Our DNA as clones is been tainted. There's something more human about us than there used to be, in a good way and a bad way. So that's where we leave everything, and then all hell breaks loose.
All hell breaks loose in season 3. And Cassian, Apple TV+, sci-fi show on this network. It is so expansive. It's so big. What is it like being part of such a big universe like Foundation?
It's an incredible experience. Since I got cast in 2019, this is my first TV show, and it really was the deep end, but in the best way. I've learned so much on this job. And as you say, from having seen the show, like, the sets we're on are honestly unreal. Our production design is incredible, and really we're very lucky on this show to not really work on green screen that much. So we are arriving in robes into a fabricated palace on a soundstage, and then flying around spaceships. Even as I say that, it sounds crazy. It's very surreal, and we're really lucky to be making the show.
And Terrence, I have to say, I listen to you in my car all the time on the original Beauty and the Beast soundcast recording, but this is so much fun to talk to you and see you in a TV show, because you have such a decades-long career in musical theater, like Pippin, like Les Mis, like Cats. What's the difference for you in acting in a TV show like this versus being on stage in all those great productions?
Well, wow. I would say apples and oranges, but it's not. I mean, when you're on stage, it's an actor's medium, you know. The lights go down and the lights come up, and then you're in it for 2 hours and 45 minutes, and you drive it, you know. And when you're in a TV show, it's a director's medium. You're there to be used as a vessel. You're there to tell a story. You're there to be, you know, a cog in a very, very big wheel when it comes to foundation. And so that's a big learning curve, and that's been wonderful for the last 5 years to be able to go to school on that and be in the room with people like Jared Harris and Lee Pace and Laura Birn, who are like pros at this stuff, know how to be, and to go to school on that, you know. So that's the big difference, and it is different, you know. It's different.
It's such a unique perspective in that. And Cassian, I mean, we have season 3 here, but obviously fans of the books know this universe keeps expanding. There's more books that can be told. What do you hope for in future seasons of Foundation as we get more episodes?
I mean, who knows if we will? All I can say at this point is, with season 3, if you like season 1 and you like season 2, and you like the worlds we built, for season 3, the worlds are bigger, scale is even broader, there's more planets, somehow even more civilizations, more religions, and really what you can expect is out-and-out war. I think what we've seen from season 1, season 2, there's tensions brewing between different planets, but I think really, honestly, within the first 10 minutes of season 3, it's a bloodbath, and it's like that for 10 hours. So if you want something to sit down and watch with your friends that's going to keep you really engaged on the edge of your seat and just watch some like messy bloods and guts action, season 3 Foundation.
Count me in, just talking about that, just like that. Foundation season 3 premieres Friday, July 11th on Apple TV+. Thank you both so much.
Thank you.